The show where there are no penalties, nothing is offside, and everything is fair game. This is The Gloves Are Off.
Welcome to the set of The Gloves Are Off. I'm your host, Carly Agro, and joining me as always, to my right, is Coach Brian Kern. Brian, how you doing?
Good to be back. It's good to see you back after your Hamilton Tiger Cats. Did they win on that road trip you went on? I didn't know. I couldn't remember. But it's good to see you back too.
Thank you very much. And also joining us on the set today, Rob Hunter. Rob with two B's. You're the second Rob that we've had on the set with two B's. Rob, tell everybody out there the role that you play in the sporting community.
I'm the voice of the Bonnyville Pontiacs in the Alberta Junior Hockey League and news and sports on Cool 101.3 up in Bonnyville.
You think there's going to be a few left and rights coming from me?
I don't know. I don't know if you're a southpaw. That might help you out. Yeah, this is going to be great. We're going to have a great show for you. We got two AJHL personalities here. And I use the word personalities because I mean it. But we got to get to the NHL. We're going to start off with our dump and change segment. And as you both know, if you don't like a topic, you can dump it, you can change it, and move on to the next one. First up, let's talk about San Jose Sharks' Joe Thornton, because I think this guy did an unbelievable thing. Basically, the guy signs an extension and takes a pay cut. This is a precedent setter, in my opinion. He's doing this for the better of the team. He was quoted as saying, "I like it here, and if I take a little less, maybe this will help the Sharks to add other pieces."
Give it a rest.
Come on!
Give it a rest. It's making me sick over here.
In the year of the Kovalchuk deal, I'm impressed.
Go ahead.
I'm very much looking forward to myself taking a pay cut at Cool 101.3.
And I am too.
So that I can make $7 million a year. I would like to take that pay cut down to $7 million so that I can maybe bring in a few extra personalities and see what we can work on for the Pontiacs
He will
broadcasts.
be the first in history to be that way. First, I don't care what anybody says. Joe Thornton is actually a pretty good guy. I've heard a lot of good things about the guy.
Great guy.
I think maybe there's some money somewhere else being disputed.
Oh, a conspiracy
There's
theory
not
according
a
to Brian Curran.
conspiracy.
We're moving on. Mac Attack. Let's talk about Lloyd's Clark MacArthur and the Toronto Maple Leafs, who up until late last night in overtime he was the first player in franchise history to score at least one goal in the first
Do
four
you
games.
realize we could talk longer if she didn't talk so long?
We'd have a lot more time.
Clark MacArthur, really keep it up.
Will he keep it up? Tough. That's tough. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
He's a local kid, great. I met him, so I was kind of happy to meet the kid. He's got a great character, it seems like to me anyway. And you love stories like that.
He'll be a guy who continues to play hard
Yeah.
and contribute in those ways. But will the production for goals, I mean, he's not a guy that they're counting on for goals. And so anything that you can get that way is a bonus for
Did
him.
he sign 1 year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he never had more
What's
than...
so funny about that?
Well, I think he's a hard worker. I'm going with it. And you know what? People who work hard get rewarded. And he's a 1-year contract, so you know what? And they brought up with the stat, he's on pace of Kessel.
Yeah, well, he's
Kessel got
produced
5
more than
last
him
night.
so far.
And Kessel got his 5th last night.
Well, all right.
Catch up on the
We're going to
stats.
keep talking NHL, but we're going to talk about the dirtier side of things. My gosh, we're not that far into the season, and already we've got to talk about these dangerous hits again. Patrick Coletta, Shane Doan. But my question is, does the league need to spend more time on the dangerous hits instead of the nonsense ones? Because
Did you see the hits?
yeah,
Equipment.
Yeah.
really?
I'm saying equipment is so much better than it ever was, but it's bigger, it's bulkier, it protects them so much more. With that comes, you saw the one hit, the guy lays it down, his shoulder was right down where it should be on a hit. It wasn't a blindside hit, it was a good hit. The guy was low. Did that happen 15, 20 years ago? He might have rung his bell a little bit, but I don't think concussion. My thought is, it's equipment.
It is, and you look at the NHL has wanted to try and get that kind of equipment outlawed, but it's the NHLPA that, for their own players, has decided to try and block that for some reason. And I don't understand why they'd go about doing that. I guess maybe you want to protect the shoulder a little bit more than the head. Doesn't make sense to me,
She's
though.
going to beep here quick. So
I was ready to
beep.
beep. Do you want me to not beep and we'll just move on to the next one?
No, but just one thing on it. What bothers me about the whole thing is where's the game going?
Yeah.
We're not going to be hitting
Well,
the ball.
Colin Campbell said no tolerance for that sort of play. That was the quote that he used.
Let's just put 2-2s on the NHL guys.
Pretty soon we'll all be on Battle of the Blade. Speaking of which, why aren't you on that show?
Oh, I like it.
Why?
I like it. Why aren't you on Battle of the Blades? Your buddy JR's there judging. You'd have a
He's a
foot in.
stud. He's a star.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You know that.
Oh yeah, I know that. Okay.
Vote
moving
Kelly
on.
Chase, by the way. Vote Kelly Chase.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's talk about the Devils and their inability to have a full roster. I think we kind of saw this one coming. This isn't the first time. It's probably not the last time. But the reality is what can be done to to prevent this from happening?
Well, it's Lou Lamoriello.
Wow.
And Lou Lamoriello, I can't even speak,
That's
but I
okay.
mean, you're
That's
trying to
okay.
trying to
We know
figure
who we're
out
talking about here.
trying to figure out a way to get Ilya Kovalchuk into the lineup. They signed him for way too much money, and the only way to do it now is to only play with 15 players. So,
But is it shame on Lou or is it shame on somebody else?
Well, you're trying to figure out a way to get the guys in the lineup, and you need to sign the big stars, or at least he felt that he had, for some reason, had to go out and sign a big star this year.
Yeah.
New Jersey, for how long, has played without their big stars, but now Ilya
It's
Kovalchuk
about
comes
money,
in,
again.
and it's all about money. And are you willing to? Is the NHLPA willing to step up and say, okay, wait, we've got to get 20 guys in there. We've got to make sure that there's 20 guys so that no one gets hurt. There's injury protection.
If I keep letting him answer questions, I'm never going to talk.
Oh, stop complaining and speak then.
Go ahead.
Let's go.
No,
There you go,
because I
Brian.
agree with him. I agree with what he's
Yeah.
saying. The point is the NHL's got to step in. They do have to.
Okay.
And you know what? And I think that should go back to if you want the best game in the world, put the best players out and spend the money. And
Okay.
if you can't do it, you can't do it. Sorry, small markets, you're going to have to catch up.
Speaking of not being able to do it or get the job done, we're going to switch gears here, grow CFL for a second. I'm calling this one There's No I in Team. Casey Printers is unemployed once again. Now, flashback to last year's Eastern Conference when Casey Printers returned to Hamilton and beat my team. Maybe I have a personal bias in this one, but the
Pretty
way
well.
that Printers behaved after that loss when he got picked off, I'm sorry, hands down, round of applause for Wally Bono sending this guy packing. There's no I in team, and this guy continues to play with that mentality. Are you surprised that he's unemployed?
Not really. I mean, it's Casey Printers. What kind of years he had?
Yeah.
It's he was great for a few years way back when, but times have changed. It's ready to
Yeah.
move on. Let's
Mm-hmm.
keep going here.
He's like that guy.
Your buddy Terrell Owens?
What's his name?
Terrell Owens.
Terrell Owens. That's him. He's the TO of the CFL.
I like that comparison.
Bye-bye. Kiss her ass goodbye. See you later. I don't care. Because of that mentality.
Terrell was at least successful for a number of years.
And-
There you go.
He
Casey
didn't just- he
Printers
was
got
not
paid
one
the
and
big
done.
bucks
If
and
I
didn't
see him
produce.
cry on TV,
There's
then
no
we
crying in
know
baseball.
we've got the same guy.
Casey
Okay.
Printers, though, would actually be crying for the quarterback because it's for him only.
Oh, that's
Terrell
right.
Owens
Yes.
actually was
That's my
crying for his
quarterback.
quarterback. That's my quarterback.
Okay, well, before any of us break down in tears
No.
here on set, we have to take a break, but stay tuned. We've got a whole lot more dump and change coming your way.